Hello, good morning, viewer. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. We welcome you to another edition of the newspaper review, reaching you from the Anglican Cable Network, Nigeria, ACNN. I am your regular host, Smart Simon. With me to do the review today.
Korede Aketunde. Good morning. Thank God
Morning.
it's Friday.
You're welcome.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. We want to start the review, and we start with the Punch. The major headline here: my credentials still with military. Buhari tells INEC. Over 70 candidates to contest presidential poll. Atiku declares 60.2 million income and 10.8 million tax payment. From the top of the paper, we have 18 died in Benue boat accident. Another date again. Then from the box stories, we have Gandoje's bribery videos. Authentic, says journalist. That is an interesting story that is making headline today. You can get it in page 7 of the Punch. Missing general. Police declare village head, others wanted. Page 12. Voting for Buhari will return power to Southwest in 2023. Fashola. We heard this morning again. Initially, one of the ministers has said vote for Buhari, and then the power is returning to the Southeast. But again today, another minister from the same cabinet is telling us that the power, we should vote for Buhari, the power will return to Southwest. I don't know which one we're going to take from this. It's like, I think APC should look inward and put their house in order. We see a lot of drama.
A lot of igihaga, like somebody was saying.
Exactly, a lot of brouhaha. Now, from the bottom story, we have federal government has abandoned Unijust to hoodlums. ASU, page 8. Then Rapes panel asks SEC to take over Capital Oil. Federal government, states, local governments record 43 billion shortfall in allocation. Dixon renews call for restructuring, peaceful elections. Page 11. Then panic in Jos as max soldiers kill bank guard. Page 8. And finally, we have IG. Inspector General squeezes Emmanuel's campaign team in Abuja. That story is in page 9 of the Punch. That is what we have in the Punch. Let's take the next paper.
Yeah, the next paper is a Nigerian Tribune, and with a bold headline there: 2019, over 70 candidates battle for Buhari's seats, with a rider, Atiku, Buhari, others, academic qualifications unveiled. 22 parties eye one senatorial seats in FCT.
Wow.
It's Southwest turn after Buhari Fashola. 2019, not a walkover for APC. Kogi governor warns. Kogi governor? Okay.
It's good to hear that coming from him.
From him. And we have a picture, 2 pictures on the papers there. We have a picture where the Minister of Water Resources, Mr. Suleiman Adamu, Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, the Governor of Oyo State, Governor Abiola Jimobi, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, and the Minister of Transportation, Mr. Rotimi Amechi, at a town hall meeting held at Emeritus Professor Theophilus Ogunlesi Hall at UCH in Ibadan. And we have the President of Ghana, Dr. Nana Akufo-Addo and the founder, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Mr. Tony Elumelu, at the 10th Entrepreneur Forum yesterday. Above the headlines, above the major headline, we have alleged dollar bribe. How Gandoje was videoed. Publisher tells Kano Assembly. Says video not cloned. Jafar must be protected. Amnesty International.
Wow. This is a serious one.
And I think, yeah, that's the major thing. It was something else. It's, I think this is a good thing for this country.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So let's see how this goes.
Nigeria has been joking with it. They say Babariga banking. Babariga banking.
So let's see how this goes. The man was bold. And I think this is a journalist that should be.
This is what we need.
Yes, from journalists. So
that our government officials will be barred from stealing from public funds.
Then the next story there, which is on page 32 of the paper, is boat accident claims 18 people going for burial in Benue. That's so sad. Going for burial.
Yeah.
14 died on Ilesha Akure Highway accident.
If you ask me, I would say that Nigeria should begin to be wise about burials. When someone has died, you minimize traveling expenses and what have you. Few individuals can pay the last respect because sometimes we end up buying more than we can chew.
That's serious. It is well. That below the major headline, we have APC crisis. Governors push for NEC meeting as Oshiomhole jets out. FG bans, that can be found on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. And on page 9 of Nigerian Tribune, you can see this story that says FG bans unauthorized use of drones. Toughens stance against abuse of social media. I think that comes to us as a media now.
Exactly.
The government is banning the use of drone for videos. You have to take permission before you can fly a camera drone now in this country.
Why?
Well, so God's promises have been fulfilled, says 67-year-old woman who gave birth.
Wow.
That's an interesting story to find on page 10.
This
67.
is a miracle.
67-year-old was...
And this can only be God.
Yes, it can only be God. And I think the story is something that everybody has to read. And you can get that on page 10. 67-year-old woman who gave birth. That's Mrs. Ajibola Otunbusi has said that the arrival of her first child last Saturday was the fulfillment of God's promise, God's purpose for her life. She said this on her hospital bed at Atoke Medical Center, Abeokuta, adding that she had strong hope of having a child of her own, despite her age. I mean, you can get the full gist of the story.
This is like the story of Sarah.
Yeah, and
played out.
Yes, he married at the age of 25. So this baby is coming over 30 years after marriage. It's a good testimony.
It is.
It is a good testimony. God is good.
All right, we go to the nation. The major story here, say I earned 60.2 million in 3 years, Atiku tells INEC. Then from the top of the paper, the nations, we have district head orders wanted over missing general. That story is on page 42. Then we have 20 deaths in Benue boat accident, also in page 42. The other papers reported 18. This is reporting 20.
20.
So we wonder which one we will take now. Why the discrepancies in the reporting?
We always know that when it comes to something like this in Nigeria, you cannot trust whatever official...
Exactly. Then we have 84 million to vote, says INEC. Rose wallet, phone stolen. That is the Eagles coach.
Wow.
His wallet and phone were stolen. The story is in page 47. Then pensioners to smile soon. I'm sure federal government are making that promise, or state government, I'm not sure. But we can get the story on page 11 of The Nation. Then we have Jafar defense Kano video. That story is on page 7. Then we have PDP candidate pay 10.3 million tax. Buhari's paper with military. Up to now, our president's papers is with the military. He has not been able to retrieve it. I don't know why it's becoming very, very difficult for the military to release the papers, the certificate to him. Then we have PDP Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has declared a personal income of 60.2 million in 3 years, according to the credential he filed with the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission. Okay, this the story is on page 6. Then I think that is what we can take for now from the nations.
All right, we move.
Before we take the next paper,
okay,
we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we will take the daily song.
Did you know Jesus said, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost"? Did you know ACNN reaches out to all African, European, and Asian countries? Did you know ACNN produces programs that provides Bible-based solutions to your everyday need? Would you consider partnering with us in order to help us reach out to more souls? Then, become a part of ACNNTV Kingdom Investment Partnership. You can be a monthly or a yearly partner. To subscribe, make your partnership payment into this Zenith Bank account. Account name, Brother Communications Limited. Account number 1013267532. For more details and confirmation of your AKIP subscription, please call +234 703 2656544. You can also reach us via email. Together, we can reach the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's good to have you back. We want to urge you for advert placement and sponsorship. You can call the numbers on your screen. We'll help you advertise your product and your programs for you.
Yeah, and any advert we run on ACNN is always blessed.
That's right.
Yes, that's another part to it.
Yeah.
So we move to Daily Sun, and it has a bold one there: 40 feared dead in Benue boat tragedy. So just like I was telling you.
Exactly.
Now,
from 18 to 20.
18 to 20, and now the Daily Sun is reporting 40. So that can be found on page 6 and 8. As government, rights groups, lawyer demands justice over rape to death minor, Randy lecturer remanded, son flees. Then there's a picture of the President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Minister of Labor just right beside him, and the Governor of Rivers State is from Wike, and the Minister of Aviation, that's Senator Hadi Sirika, during the commissioning of the Port Harcourt International Airport yesterday. And I think that was a good plus to the Buhari's administration. I think one of the good side of it is that is someone who believes in continuity. I mean, because I know this project, I think, was an initiation by the previous, so he has followed it up, completed it, and it's a very nice place to see.
And we want to lend our voice to say that it is important that we should run the government of continuity.
Yes, of continuity.
Abandoned project in this country, it has done more harm than good.
Yes.
The idea of it's not my vision, so I will just leave it aside. It's not a good one.
So Buhari commissions Port Harcourt Airport, says aviation,
we commend him,
catalysts for growth. That's a good one for him. Above the headline on Daily Sun is 2019 Buhari Atiku, 74 others make INEC presidential list.
Wow.
Amosun, Egu, Ajimobi, others for Senate. The 74 presidential candidates. So let's see how that goes by. So Nigerians now have at least 74 people to look into and see to make a choice. Below the picture there, we have Senator Itagiwa dumps APC for PDP. Senator Itagiwa dumps APC for PDP. That can be found on page 8 of the Daily Sun. And we have the box stories there. Play 2. Police declares district head, 7 others wanted over general's disappearance. Students, staffs of UniJOS killed in just violence. ASU. Can check for page 5 for that. Court restrains EFCC from arresting Rivers government contractors, lawyers. Can get that on page 4 and 5 of the Daily Sun. And the last one on Daily Sun is Ganduje's bribery scandal video reel. Publisher says BBC Amnesty authenticated reports. You can read the full gist on page 9 of the Daily Sun.
Okay, now we move to the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust, the major headline here says, bribe. Kano panel to review video in Ganduje's presence.
Yeah.
Clips, authentic, not doctored. Publisher tells committee. I think we'll have time to look at that story today.
Story.
It's a story that we should look into for a few minutes after now. Then at the top of the Daily Trust, we have Commission for Straight Birth Registration by charging fees. INEC publishes particulars of presidential candidates. That is on page 14. We have federal government, states, local government areas share 648.710 billion for September. Then at the bottom of the paper, we have judicial system not designed to ensure peace. Chief Justice of Nigeria says. It's on page 10. Missing general, police declare district head, 7 others wanted. And businesses renamed after Kaduna crisis. Resume, after Kaduna crisis. So that's all that we have. Can we take sports?
So we'll go to Daily Sun Sports. and it has a bold one there with a picture of the Super Eagles. FIFA ranking, Eagles soars, now third in Africa. Yes, Eagle is now ranked the third in Africa and 44th in the whole world. Is
that that's a progress?
Yeah, it's a progress, I think, from the previous one. Yeah. It's a progress, and that's, I think they can keep up. Raw, Stephen Keshe's Stadium not good for Eagles. Then we have another one down there. NFF set up efforts for permanent secretariat building. That can also be found on page 46 of the Sun newspaper. And still on page 46, we have Southeast South-South tournament congratulates Rangers. And up that page on page 46, we have La Liga's El Clasico arrives with dramatic twists. You can read the details of that on page 46. And on page 47, we have Rangers ITO Cup victory, a miracle. Itoya. Yeah, it was a miracle because it was a comeback victory.
Yeah.
They were.
Who did they play against?
They played against Kano Pillars.
All right.
They played against Kano Pillars, and it was a miracle because Kano Pillars was already leading with I think with 3 goals.
Wow.
And one way or the other, Rangers came back and leveled at before they now went into penalty. Shootouts.
Wow.
Yeah, Eyimba's goalkeeper rules CAF Confederation Cup exits, and that can also be found on page 47. And AWCON 2018, Falcons opponent set for international friendlies. So I think those are just some of the ones you can find at the back of the Daily Sun newspaper.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. We want to look briefly into the bribery story in Kano.
Yeah.
Kano panel to review video in Gandoje's presence. They want him to be there as they review the video. But I want to read what the publishers of the Daily Trust says. The publisher and editor-in-chief of the online newspaper Daily Nigerian, Jafar, yesterday restated that the video clip published by Medium purporting to show Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Gandoje were genuine and not doctored. Jafar spoke when he appeared before the 7-man panel of the Kano State House of Assembly. Investigating the veracity of the clips, he said he followed some processes of confirming the authenticity of the video before releasing them to the public. So, what will you say about this thing?
Well,
First of all,
to me, I think it's a good thing happening in this country. That's what technology can give us. These are what technology can give us. The governor has claimed it's a doctored video, but for those that are into the tech areas, they know that all these things can happen without the person knowing.
Exactly.
Video cameras now are as small as having it on a pen.
Yes.
Having it on your it can be on a lapel.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these small lapels that people put on suits, a video camera can be there. So most of our leaders don't know the level of how some of this technology has gone.
Yes.
We have some places where you go in the government house, they will say you submit your phone and do this. Some of it are to guide against these things, but technology has advanced, and I'm sure the man possibly might be shocked to have seen this. So we wait to see it. But to me, it's a good development. And like the Amnesty International said, that publisher must be well secured.
Exactly.
His family and everybody must be well secured, because this is what we get in this part of the world.
There will be threats.
There will be threats. There will be threats. So this is a good one.
The issue of investigative journalism is something that Nigerian journalists in all should embrace.
Yes.
We should do more of investigative journalism. You do your investigations, get your evidence, so when you publish, you have all the evidence to show that this is authentic.
Yes.
Because we've done a lot of media trials to people without evidence and all that. Even some of our government agencies like the EFCC and the police and what have you, they do a lot of these media trials without necessarily investigating. So if you can investigate and come up with evidences like this, it will help us. And a lot of Nigerians will begin to exercise caution in the things they do. That is why you discover that individuals are richer than the states where they are. You did not have such money before, but the moment you get into position, you have money. You can imagine that the governor is collecting 15 to 25% cut on every contract awarded by the state government. This is too high.
That's serious. And I think if these people said they have 15 videos and your face is in almost all the videos, he needs to tell us more to be able to defend us.
All right, but is the government responding very well as they're supposed to? I mean, the federal government.
To me, they are not, and that's a bit. It calls for us to look at this corruption
anti-corruption campaign.
And yes, this anti-corruption campaign, because somebody was asking me. He said, will Aregbesola also be investigated the way Fayose is being investigated now? I mean, these are the issues. I'm sure possibly if this governor is, or let's say, if he's from the opposition party, possibly would have CFCC, everybody trying to do.
They will not have wait for.
But so let's see what happens from this state assembly's public hearing and see what the government does.
We thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming, and we want to thank you for staying with us. For you to get the full details of these stories, we encourage you to get the papers so you can go through and read and be aware of what is happening in this country. We want to thank you for staying with us. Join us again on Monday as we continue with our newspaper review. For adverts and sponsorship or even donation to support us in the Anglican Cable Network, please, you're free to do so by calling the number on your screen. We also have an email there that you can get to us through. Thank you so much for being there. God bless you.